All players that want to play next year's IPL have put themselves in the auction and their base price has come out. So the list is there. We'll go through the top 10, the big boys, and then we'll have a look at some of the players that will get a little surprised with a paycheck in this particular auction. So, first off the rank is Ashwin. He's on the chopping block first. Strengths, very economical with a poor, good lower order bat. Last year, didn't pick up the wickets that we're renowned of seeing from Ashwin, but still very valuable player. So I think he'll go for about 500 to 700 lakhs in this particular auction. Next is Trent Boult. Good swing bowler in the power play, picks up early wickets and improving in the death. Everyone wants a left armour and you don't get too many of this high quality. I think he'll go for around about 500 lakhs as well. Not quite as much as Ashwin. I think there'll be more action with Ashwin with the paddles. Third on the list is Pat Cummins from Australia. Being Test captain of Australia now, will that make a few teams shy of picking him up, worried that he might pull out of the IPL or two moving forward? Be a huge investment going on with Pat Cummins, but his quality with the ball, he can bowl in any phase of the innings and a very good lower order bat. I think he's worth around about $1 million US. That's what he'll go for in this particular auction. Now, fourth on the list, who have we got? We've got Quinton de Kock from South Africa. Now, I think he's going to get a bit of a surprise with a paycheck this year because he's pulled out of Test cricket. He's concentrating on white ball cricket, and that's a good thing for franchises because he doesn't have to change his game up. All the focus is on about his aggressive play out the top of the order in white ball format. So I think he's going to get around about 500 lakhs in this particular auction, especially coming out so early in the auction because people or teams will be worried about losing that opportunity. Next on the list is Shikhar Dhawan. Now, very consistent player out the top of the order. He's an Indian player and you want quality Indian players in your lineup because it gives you so much more breathing space with getting overseas players and getting a better balance of your team. So he'll be sought after very eagerly. And I won't be surprised if he doesn't get less or doesn't get more than $1 million US in this particular auction. So watch out for that space. Next on the list is Faf du Plessis. Now, he's going to be the most sought-out player in this particular auction because of his leadership skills. RCB, Punjab Kings and KKR, I think, will be the three teams going after him, as well as CSK. But the reason for those three other teams is they want a captain. They want a leader. He's got the experience. He does that job well, but he's also very consistent out the top of the order. So watch his space. I reckon he could go for 500 US, could blow out to $1 million, $1.5 million US, especially with what he did last year. Next on the rank is Shreyas Iyer. Now, lower order batter or middle order batter, very consistent, very controls the innings in that particular phase, but also with his experience of captaining in IPL cricket, I think Punjab Kings and RCB will be after him. KKR might even have a dab as well. I think he'll go for around about 500 US. Now, we've got Rabada after Iyer. Now, Rabada, opening bowler, death bowler, always bowling in the pressure situations, in those dangerous phases where batsmen have to go after him. He does the job well, picks up wickets, bowls with a reasonable economy, very sought after player. I think he'll go between 500 US and 700 US in this particular tournament. Now, Mohammed Shami is next, another quality Indian player. You need these players in your list, and all 10 teams are going to be very aggressive going after him with his experience and his nous with the ball. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's up around about that 700 US mark or more. So he's going to get a big payday. Now, next on the list, this is a very, very difficult one. Davey Warner didn't have a good year last year. Strike rate of 107, not good enough for a top order player. Are teams going to shy away from him? I'm thinking that with his experience, it might lift up his value, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for around about 400 lakhs. I can't see him going for too much more than that, but there are surprises out there. So that's the top 10 for me. Now, let's look at the players that are going to be or get given a big surprise. I'm going to go with 4 overseas players first, and then I'll go to the Indians out the back to keep you engaged in this particular vlog. I'm just being a little bit cheeky here. Ben McDermott from Australia, Hobart Hurricanes in the Big Bash, did a wonderful job. 50 lakhs he's in this auction for. I think he'll be a very good value because he's one of the best players in Australia against spin, and he can bat either opening or in the lower order. He's had a lot of experience at different roles, so he would be huge value to any lineup. Then there is Laurie Evans from England, who played for the Perth Scorchers. The finals innings that he played here for the Perth Scorchers to help them get over the line under pressure situations was one of the most mature innings I have ever seen. He was able to find the boundaries without making too big a risk and did the job wonderfully. He would be a sought-after player for me. I think he's only in the auction for about 40 lakhs, so go after Laurie Evans. Tim David, who's playing in the PSL right now, very aggressive lower-order batsman to finish off the innings, can find the boundary with ease. Tall man, good fielder. I think he'll be good value at 40 lakhs. So I think a few teams will be fairly aggressive with him. And there's one other player. Not too many people would know about him. Jason Sangha played for the Sydney Thunder over here in the Big Bash. He's in this IPL auction for 20 lakhs. 20 lakhs. Now, he was batting 3 and 4 for the Sydney Thunder. Under pressure, did a great job. Able to play conservatively, able to be aggressive up front when needed to be. And when coming into the back end of an innings, he was able to find the boundary quite easily. And very good player of spin as well. And Indian origin, I'd be going after him just as a backup batsman. And if you give him an opportunity, he might set the world alight. Now let's go to the Indian players. I reckon the player that's going to get the biggest surprise in this IPL with a paycheck, he's in the auction out 20 lakhs. And this is Avesh Khan. He was the second leading wicket taker last year, I think, in the IPL. Very good economy rate and was one of the main reasons why the Delhi Capitals got into the final stages of the tournament. So Avesh Khan, watch out for that particular player. Then Rahul Chahar, the leg spinner. Now that you've got 10 teams, I think a lot of teams will be after him. He's got a bit of Indian experience. He's only in the auction for 75 lakh. I think he'll go for around about 200 to 400 lakh. He will get a surprise with his paycheck. Teams need spinners in the IPL, especially leg spinners. He's tall, he gets extra bounce, so they'll be after him. Who have I got down here at the bottom end? Let's have a look. Oh, how can I forget about Tripathi? Tripathi from the Kolkata Knight Riders, coming in at number 3, number 4 last year, doing a wonderful job, puts the team first and is quite aggressive in his approach. He's gaining confidence in IPL cricket. For me, at 40 lakhs, I'd be going hard at him, and it wouldn't surprise me, if he doesn't get 350 lakhs plus. And for me, the biggest and most important pick this year in T20 cricket, he's just been picked for India as a backup player against the West Indies. It's Shah Rukh Khan. I think he's going to have a standout season next year. I think he's going to be good value. He's in the list at the moment as a base price of 40 lakhs. I think teams will go after him and he'll probably get around about 500 lakhs in this auction, but I think he's going to be the standout or the biggest improved player next year. And I think he would, at 40 lakhs, he'd be the best value player in the auction. But for me, the standouts, Faf du Plessis is going to get a big paycheck, and Avesh Khan is going to get a huge surprise. They are probably the two most valuable players in this auction. The reason why Faf du Plessis is his leadership skills as well. Now, what are your thoughts? Put them downstairs. Who are the two most valuable players that you think will come out of this auction for their teams that haven't been selected by their particular teams before the auction started? So you can't have a Rishabh Pant or an MS Dhoni. It's got to be those players that are in the auction right now. Anyway, enjoy the West Indies versus India coming up. Enjoy the PSL, the Bangladesh League, that's still going. So there's plenty of cricket around for you to enjoy. Thanks very much for being on Hogg's Vlog. Love you all and see you soon.